Check, check, check. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. As we started off every single morning with the lemon in the water, let's get that lemon into the water. Let's get it going. Using that same giant lemon for 3 days now. You know what I mean? It's big. I mean, and there's even more in there. I get a back squeeze on it. Shout out to everybody. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. And the main thing is to decalcify that pineal gland. Get that pineal into a new way. Get yourself ready to think differently. Change the way you fly through the universe. Lemon water. I'm telling you right now, you think I'm out of my mind. I just maybe. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Did you work out today? I got the best pump of my life. I did the hardest workout. Every Monday, I do the hardest workout in my entire range of workouts. It is intense. I think about it all week. I'm like, oh, Monday's going to be tough. As I do the workout, I'm like, this is insane. And I said, yes, but you know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, my man. And so that's why I do it. Shout out to everybody here. And the same thing with crypto, the same thing with technical analysis. You work at it, you work at it, you work at it, you work at it, and you work at it until you get better and better each time. And you write down your losses and you say, okay, I could fix this. I could have done better here. I opened this in the middle of the night. I didn't, you just work on yourself every single day. And I'm telling you right now, you will get better at everything you do in life. Amen. Shout out to my lovers of life. Shout out to the crypto lifers in the game. Appreciate each and every one of you as we start off the day, 10:15 a.m. on a beautiful Monday morning in the summer, Northeast Coast. Beautiful day right now. I'm looking up into the skylight. I can see the sun above me. Amazing to see a skylight right here. What a great place to stream. And money is just pouring into Bitcoin. People that wish they got 25, 26, 27 are kicking themselves so hard right now. People that listen to their favorite YouTuber that told them they were going to 10K. People that listen to El Capo, who said we were going all the way down, who still keep saying that we're going to be going down. At one point, just come out and be like, yo, I made a horrible mistake. I'm going to switch long with the longs, and can you guys forgive me? You know what I mean? Like, at one point, just say, hey, I was off, like really, really badly off, These analysts will refuse to do that. Like I called cat ears, about 6 weeks ago. I was for certain we were going to get a move down. It looked very likely we got to move up. I was wrong. I had to come out and be like, man, I was wrong on that call, and it hurt, honestly. I didn't want to be wrong, but I pride myself on being right most of the time, and that's why I'm here every single day. You know what I mean? If I took a day off, then I wouldn't be right most of the time. I'd be right every once in a while when you see me, So looking nice and tan, Sammy. Shout out to my man, Jesse Namasul. God bless you, brother. Don't call me a tomato. Sab the man. Shout out to Robert Vermouth, my man. Shout out to Birdman Crypto 77, my man. Shout out to El Capo, been writing storybooks rather than just saying, I don't know where it's going. Amen. Amen. People would respect them more if they just were wrong. There's another channel, Data Dash, that keeps calling 10K, but they are just perma bears. You can't change their mind. I know Data Dash for years, man. Nicholas Merton. Been watching that guy up and down for the last, I don't watch a lot of other YouTubers anymore that I used to watch when I got started. I felt like I could do it better. Sorry if that's rude, but it is what it is, Some lifers having issues with KuCoin. Is yours all good? Thanks, Sammy. I haven't taken a look at it, so I do not know. I'll take a look at KuCoin if we get a chance here. later on in the stream. Issues getting in, issues withdrawing. What are they having issues with? I did a withdrawal yesterday that went perfectly fine. That's one thing I could say. So we'll go from there. It's funny, I wasn't in my account recently, so when I try to get in during the live, there's always an issue with that, right? I don't want to bog people down. I want to keep them with the information. But in the background, you can see money is just pouring into Litecoin, pouring into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash finally getting love again. Someone made a backdoor deal with Bitcoin Cash, and they decided, hey, we're going to get in there, and maybe they're going to turn it into some type of merchant payment. I don't know, but it's being included in EDX, which is the Fidelity and the Citadel new crypto exchange. Of course, they only have 4 cryptos on it. So funny. They're gonna dabble. They're gonna dabble in crypto like Coinbase did 5 years ago. It's crazy how we're going so far backwards in time with cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is like the first exchanges had 4 coins on them. Now we have the same thing going on, and it's been years. You know, due to regulatory unclarity. You know, like lack of clarity. Anyway, I love you all. If you're going to start trading, I highly advise you start trading on MEXC Global where the fees are 0. That way when you're starting out and say you're taking $100, seeing if you can double it to $200, trying small amounts to go to bigger amounts, swinging it, this and that, right? You won't have to pay fees. You're going to lose trades when you learn how to trade. That's going to happen. Get that in your head immediately. Be like, I'm going to lose. How I deal with the losses is what makes me a trader. That's what no one talks about. You're going to lose. How you deal with the losses is how you become a trader. That's the deal. That's the whole thing. You know what I mean? They don't like Canadians. LOL. I tried sending Bitcoin from Cash App to MEXC yesterday at noon. Supposed to stake. Still not there after 120 confirmations. What's up? I never heard about anything like that. I'll look at Cash App more than MEXC Global because I send money back and forth to MEXC Global a lot, and I never have any issues. So I clearly remember U.S. banks being approved to sell and custody maybe 10-plus cryptocurrencies at least 2 or 3 years ago. Whatever happened to that? Anchor is going to the moon. 27.6. Interesting. One single trade does not define me as a trader. Amen. Life is 100% on how to learn from your losses. You're the man, bro. Amen. There was some issues with KuCoin. It's good now. Amen, Johnny B. So agree with the way you handle and some to terms with losses will make you a better trader sooner. Amen. I think I botched that. The way you handle and come to term with losses will make you a better trader sooner. Amen. Check spot account. Shout out to everybody here on the live. If you sent through STX or Bitcoin, sometimes it can take a while. Interesting. True, but usually my Bitcoin transactions have been fast. Like I recently took a bunch of Bitcoin off KuCoin and MEXC Global, a bunch of exchanges, because I always dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I'm always just buying a little bit more here and there. And I recently did that. And, what am I going to say? I might have lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, and it worked really fast. Actually, Bitcoin was faster than I ever thought it would be. It was a very, very fast transaction. So only time will tell. Only time will tell. Shout out to the 484 beautiful souls in the live. 125 likes. That's how many likes I used to get before I even came in the building in the waiting room. Let's get it real. If I was watching you, you'd know I would hit that like button. My consistency is my clarity. My clarity is my consistency. I'll keep it so clear every single day for you. Every single day, baby. I do not stop. And the reason I don't stop is because I love the consistency. I love what the consistency has given me in my life. And if you can discipline yourself to do the same thing over and over again, you'll find that you're in love with what's going on. You'll be happy with everything. It'll make sense to you. You know what I mean? It'll make sense to you. So shout out to all my lovers of life. Shout out to everybody here. Appreciate you all more than you would ever know. And may you stay blessed forever. All right. And that brings me to Bitty Bitcoin. Also, MX token. I love that MX token, man. Might be another idea here. False Move Monday already kind of showing up as we got the break to the upside. Trying to retest the top of the pattern right now. But in my mind, we just kind of hit the top. I believe we just hit the resistance. So let's kind of reform this. Let's take a look here on the 15. If you're in my trading group, we were on the 15-minute about an hour ago. I was doing an update for everybody, kind of going over what I see happening in the market. And so I saw this resistance came up. I said it would have to break out, come back down, and retest this area for me to consider it for a move to the upside. If anything, I saw more bearish tones than bullish, but we got a pump to 30,600. We got rejected by the area 650, 647 to come back down. BOOKMAP is showing a lot of liquidity to the downside. The bigger time frames like the 12-hour, the 22, and the daily showing that we need to pull back to the 21-day moving average. Just what I see happening to price action. Looks like 29,000 is going to be the range that we're looking for. So I am calling a short throughout the week. Somewhere by Wednesday, I believe we will be down somewhere near 29,000. However, no guarantees at all. And we could even just fall back here to the bottom of the pattern, where that measured move would take us at least to 30K. Then if we made a move further down, we do see this bearish divergence that's so far has been holding true as the high, and we have made lower highs since then, lower highs, 2 lower highs in a row. You would expect a lower low after this. This is a downtrend on the 15-minute. So the trend is your friend right now. Another thing that I'm showing is the moving averages are getting tight in a downtrend. Usually that's when you break to the downside, all right? One good sign is that the 4 hour is well above the 200 SMA, so we could even get our pullback all the way to 29,000 and never even go below the 200 SMA on the 4 hour time frame. So I'm looking for a pullback to this area here. You see, let me extend the line for a second. And to me, it's like an 80% chance that we're pulling back likely to this area. Another thing I want to show you is how far away we are from the 21-day moving average, but we're not too far. Like a couple days more, a couple days more, a couple days more, about 3 to 4 days more, and these could eventually touch. When they touch, my goodness, I believe that's going to be a massive long. So I'm looking for a big long here to the upside once the daily and the 22-hour reset. All right, so we're looking for something like this, and for a move further to the upside, somewhere to about $34,900. All right. One thing, I can be long-winded. There's days where I run my mouth, I talk a lot, and I can leave people out, which I never mean to. I would like to spotlight the elite trader, Sean, who is always putting out amazing charts. He's been with me for about 2 years now, grinding. Sean, we love you, man. I never want you to think that I don't love you, man. God bless you, brother. For instance, he looked at Jam. He put Jam out here. Jam, since the hidden continuation bullish divergence was spotted, went for a 33% rip. Original position back up 63% in total. 1 hour time frame is oversold in the stochastics RSI, and it also made a bullish MACD crossover, right? Things that he's looking at. We try to teach you while we're showing you what's happening in the charts. This is the elite. This is Sean, 05549. Then we can head on over to Sean's next idea. Then he even gives you another update, right, on GeoJam in a second here. Right there, he gave you the update, just kind of showing you. And then if we go further all the way to the end here, to his call, you can see that GeoJam did, in fact, break out to the upside, did not hit that stop, and continued for massive gains. 90% from the measured move, 127 in total. The 4 hours now overbought in the stochastic, so going to expect some pullback probably. A bullish retest off the top trend line. Daily and the 3 days still have some gas, so with more patience, hopefully we'll bring more gains. Took out the original investment and let the rest do what it do. My man doing damage on GeoJam, nailing it. High Renga, which we nailed. David Kennedy nailed it. High Beans, David Kennedy nailed both for over 50% gains. And we were talking about High Beans and High Renga. Both were on my radar too, things that I was looking at. I've been looking at them for a giant double bottom for a while, for a few weeks now, just showing signs that they are coming back to their low volume areas. So shout out to my man DK. Shout out to Stack McChange. Shout out to Sean, my man. Sean, we love you, Sean. I don't want you to ever think that I don't love you. I don't know what happened, or I can't remember. I live stream so much, so I'll never be able to be like, oh, you have to sit me down and like play it back for me. But I love you more than you would ever know. May God bless you and everything you do for me, for the channel, for all the YouTubers out there, for all the people trying to learn. You're helping people learn every single day, and that's a big deal. So thank you so much for the love, and thank you to everybody here. Lifer Friend, who helps people a lot. I don't want anyone to feel left out. Love Learning, who's always in the learning library. Crypto Life Changer used to be there every single day. A lot of people that really, really came through and helped the channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for doing what you do. I can't do it alone. I really can't. I wish I could. Impossible. And as we grow and we add more and more people to the fold, who wants to do it alone? Who wants to be alone making tons of money? It would be nice to have you pay $99, join the club, and make money with us. That's kind of the plan, right? So shout out to all my lovers of life. Thank you so much for jumping on in. And so we got our Bitcoin update kind of spewing for you. You can see that I'm looking for a pullback to that 21-day moving average. Slow. We could even go sideways here and eventually catch it up, but I'm looking for sideways action or a pullback for Bitcoin on this false move Monday. Price action starting to solidify, though, because we don't have the bears trying to wreck us anymore. It's mainly all bulls just feeling it out, just hanging out, letting it hang. The bulls doing the thing. So shout out to everybody here. We are rejected by the top of the trend line right now, expecting a move to the back of the bottom of the trend line based on the 1 hour time frame. We did hit this shoulder, head and shoulder did break to the upside as we suggested this morning. I talked about it. I said I do see a shoulder, head and a shoulder. We could get a little breakout, but then I see a pullback coming to the downside. So we've gone over BOOKMAP for you. What is BOOKMAP? It's a heat map order book. The darker the color, the more areas you're going to go to. So when you have dark red here, you're likely to come down into the dark red region. You have light areas, you're going to probably stay out of it. So this is telling us that Bitcoin wants to pull back at least to 29,003, 29,500, 29,200 is the kind of end of the order book here. And again, I'm not saying this is 100%. It doesn't say every single time we see this is exactly what happens, but it suggests that it's highly likely based on liquidity. All right, I have links to this if you want to get into the subscription. I have links to this in my description, and you won't get it any less expensive than you get it through me. So if you like BOOKMAP, if you're excited for BOOKMAP, if you want BOOKMAP late at night at your house, if you want to cuddle up to BOOKMAP, you want to sleep next to it, have it next to your pillow every night, then I suggest you use my links to jump on in. I do get a beautiful commission from BOOKMAP. God bless you if you sign up through my link. I greatly appreciate it. All the affiliate links below my videos, I do get a commission from. TradingView, I get a commission from if you join my TradingView link. If you use the Brave browser, which I'm on right now, and remember, here's a little quick tutelage. If you're on the Brave browser, we'll bring this down, make sure you can see this. So I'm on the Brave browser. If I click this shield off, I'll watch all the ads on YouTube all day long. But if I click this shield on, I watch no YouTube videos at all. Now, if I click it off, I'll get paid basic attention token for anything that I watch. So I'll give it my basic attention, and they will pay me for it. That's the beauty. If I flick it off, boom, I will get paid for the basic attention token that I give them. I flip it off, they don't get any of my attention, and the ads leave me alone. So if you're watching ads on YouTube, you got to get yourself the Brave browser and have the shield up at all times. You will never watch another ad on YouTube again for the rest of your life. Shout out to the 577 people on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. God bless you all for jumping on in and sharing your most precious asset with me. And I want to show you something. The one coin I think could be a 100x gem. All right? I've talked about it before, but I want to spotlight it today on the live. So get ready for that. I'm going to tell you in about 15 minutes the hot coin that I believe could do damage to the upside. So there we are for Bitcoin. I'm looking for a pullback. Best case scenario, we somehow make a flag up here on the 1 hour time frame, but I think it's highly unlikely. But there's a chance we could make a flag here and then continue to the upside. I believe it's highly unlikely. I believe we end up somewhere down here at 30,000. Then we look for some type of pullback. The only time frame that looks really bullish is the 4 hour. It's very oversold, but I've seen it get pinned by the bigger time frames before, and I was expecting this pullback ever since we hit this high off the bearish divergence here. Swing down on the RSI, swing up on price action. I don't need an indicator to show me that is bearish div, and we should be getting a pullback. If you remember correctly, I'm all about the 21-day moving average. And I even said that everyone, once we got this pump, I said 90% chance Bitcoin comes back down to the 21-day moving average. And I believe if I write 90% chance in the Discord and I search it with my photographic memory thought here, pretty sure you're going to find my post right here on 6/22, right? And here I have it. Having a hard time finding the curses lately, so I can be exact. Like, I know there's a cursor there. Hold on one second. I'm at technical difficulties with the thumbs. But Bitcoin is simple. 90% chance it retraces to the white 21 SMA before its next run up. And here I have it for you right this. Look, and you can see there's the 4 hour, there's the 21. You're going to pull back to the 21-day moving average. That is what it is. Bitcoin was sitting there, you know what I mean? So you are likely going to pull back to the 21. All right? Let me see here, actually, on the 22nd, though. See, that was here. We didn't pull back. We almost pulled back. We kind of went like sideways. We got really close. Then we pumped again. But I'm telling you, it's rare that happens. It's funny. I'm like, but Point of the story is, all right, as silly as I look right now, every time you see a big pump, just wait for price action to get closer to the 21-day moving average. Now, that one was kind of strange. You usually don't pump like that before you touch the 21. Very rare. For instance, here, you touch the 21, then you pumped. All right? Even here, you pump. Even when you dump, you got to come back to that 21. You'd be surprised how it happens over and over again. So the same thing here was once I saw Bitcoin get this pump up to the upside here, 22nd, 23rd. I guess it was it was the 22nd, Friday the 22nd, right there. Right? I guess that was in this area, though. We got the pump. That this is likely to pull back to the 21-day moving average. Clear as day. And see what it did? It did. It came back to the 21. How do I know that? I just backtested it for years. Now, fine. Maybe 10% of the chance. I'd say more than 5% of the chance it doesn't. I'd say even more less than that. Like, that was very rare. This move right here was very rare. Very rare you didn't touch the 21-day. Like, one of the rarest things I've ever seen. And that's the key to studying the charts day in and day out. You'll see things that are rare. Other people have no idea, you know? Sam, which version are you using? What version are you talking about? Bitcoin Cash has been pumping people. It's up over 20% today. Morning, Crypto Lifer. Hope today is better than any day before it. God bless you. Yet you grow, I grow. That short last night you called was insane. Took profits at 30, 100s. Love you, brother. 333. Amen. We nailed the short last night, too. If you were watching the live stream last night. And Sean, you could grab, I guess it's hard to do, but injection, boom, yep. 50% of the time it happens every time. Nah, even though that's a joke, that's not true. It's like, even though that can sound funny, it happens 90% of the time, like probably 95. So it's more than, even though I get that joke, but I don't even want to joke around like that because it's a very serious thing that happens. That short last night you called was insane. Took profits. Yes, you nailed it. Shout out to my man Miguel Paz. And I'll continue to work hard every single day. I'm just attempting to use my years of knowledge to help you make money. That's it. You know, educate you so then you can take that education and use the education to pay yourself. That's the main goal here that we're doing on the channel. All right. So 4 hours very overbought. You would expect the bounce, but I've seen it get pinned here and stay down here. I've seen these things happen. We could see a dump. Anything is possible. It is a falling wedge. Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. You do have a wick to the upside here. And you're respecting 30,000. I mean, as long as we hold 30,300, which is the weekly support, we're in a pretty good shape. You know what I mean? Would you close Bitcoin spot with plenty of profit and look for other coins which will give better X's? Or do you think Bitcoin Cash may actually run well this year? I mean, you do whatever makes you happy. Bitcoin Cash, it wouldn't be my, This ID3 long looks like it could pump all the way to the 200 SMA. Just something that I'm looking at. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm not in the coin. I'm not shilling it. They didn't pay me. I'm just looking at this possibly. It's in a falling wedge. Previous resistance becomes new support. Pointing to the upside aggressively. Tight moving averages. Something to think about. Is that fan too loud on the mic? I could turn it off. I'm starting to cool off now. But I was so hot I had to put a fan on me. There's that 68% of the time. LOL. Shout out to Bitcoin. What was that? Bitcoin Slut. Wow. Amazing. Frank Legend. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker. Baking those bears. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Shout out to Chris Cothrone. What does the bear market special say at the top of your screen? It's blurry on my phone. Sorry that it's blurry. Just change to the highest resolution. Hopefully it won't be blurry. Near Protocol. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. I'm curious to see what it's doing. And again, I mean, it got that news that it was getting put on, that new exchange. So there's feeling that it was going to pump. All the way to 220. We nailed it here. I was suggesting to take profits up there and wait for a flag till it touched the 21. Look, it touched the 21 there, and then what did it do? It bounced to the upside. Similar thing that Bitcoin did recently. It kind of followed Bitcoin in a nutshell. Isn't that funny? 4 hours says it's just getting started. Like this thing could just go on like some major tear. Kind of broke out of a decenter triangle in a way too. That daily and that 22-hour are getting very overbought. You're about to get a golden cross though. This is interesting times. 3-day chart still has some room. About to get above the 200 SMA. Wow, look at that thing. It went from $100 to $220. That's why you never know. Even how much something is, like if it's $100, don't look at the price action. I mean, like the amount of the price action. Just look at the actual price action. Like, look at the charts. They'll tell you what's going on. So symmetrical triangle broke to the upside. Beautiful. And it was the base of the, you know, you can go wick to wick here on the pole. And that's, you know, I go from wick to that bottom wick there. And that tends to be the range. And, like, that's exactly what happened for Bitcoin Cash to 229. Will it continue? I mean, that 1 hour needs to cool off and touch the 21. It may just go out of control, out of nowhere. 7 or small minute time frame, but I see a pullback coming for Bitcoin Cash. I'd let the 1 hour cool off and touch the 21 before I chased it again. But that's me. 4 hour does have room to go, but I'd wait for a flag on the 1 hour time frame before I jumped into that 4 hour time frame. XRD's been a monster since I put it out to the trading group. Look at this thing. We drew our fibs and everything. We had you at hello for XRD. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Shout out to anyone that took XRD for gains, baby. Look at that. Beautiful. Like 5 straight green candles in a row on the days. 5 straight days of love for XRD. Who would have thought? 26% gains out of XRD. If you remember, I've been trading this coin for a long time. Since it was EXRD back in the day. There's one of the ideas there at 6.4, starting to show a bullish divergence on the 22-hour. I've been tracking this thing for a while, since the beginning of June, really. Now, it did dip, right? This was 6.4 right here. It took the little dip, came back up. But I remember someone either asking me about it on the live stream, and I started showing this bowl. We pulled the Fibonacci. We said it came very close to the 886 retracement, very known retracement, and then it broke. Now it even broke this previous resistance area back to the upside. Thought I had a better, more recent call on it, but I guess I did not. But I definitely went over it on the live stream. Someone asked about me. It was a super chat, something like that. And remember, all my videos are timestamped. I think people forget that. Every video that I have is timestamped, so you can go below the video and see every single thing that's going on. Shout out to the 580 people on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Let's go. Let's go. We have one life to live, and it's a very beautiful life. I'm super excited to be here with each and every one of you. I'm excited to have this present moment. All we have is the present moment. If we can stay in the present, we can resolve anxiety. We can just cherish the moments that we're in. I need a steel brace. Anyone have a steel brace? I'm attempting to fix the tiller to my sailboat. I need a steel brace. If anyone knows where I can get a steel brace. And what I mean by this, I know I'm off topic right now completely. Look at that false move Monday. Came up to grab the liquidated long shorts. Came right back down to 30,400. Exactly. The only predictable thing about Monday is that it's going to be unpredictable. But it's predictable because it does it every Monday. So we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. Every single time we know what's going to happen. We got a bunch of cool news coming out today, too. We got Crypto Bear Baker giving us the news. We got a bunch of cool news segments coming out at you. All right. We also have some new coins out here. My man was doing a little deep dive on the PIP token. Introducing the PIP token. PIP adds Web3 functionalities onto traditional social platforms and billions of users. And again, I wasn't paid to do this. My team found this and we just like it. We give you things that we like. We don't shill. I don't shill here. I don't need to shill. I make enough money trading, doing my thing, running my groups, doing my courses, having a blast with my trading group. I don't need to get money from anywhere else. You know what I mean? I don't mind partnerships if they make sense, but they got to make sense. PIP token distribution is based on engagements, creating new content and getting tips from other PIP users. Send money to people, interact with PIP, and get regular rewards of the PIP token. All right? So it's a people-powered crypto payments. Chrome extension, Discord, PIP, YouTube, reward. Interesting. How they implemented it even into YouTube, I would like to find that out. And we take a look at their Twitter just to see what's going on with their community. And you want to see 100,000, if you can't, 128,000 people following them. GetPip.com. Euro OC, which is interesting. New currency, Euro OC, is AVAX is now available on PIP products. Get ready for epic giveaway round. Oh, yeah. But this is a coin you may want to have on the radar. Kind of do a deep dive. Found another coin I'm reaching is a payment solution for Web3 and has a website I'm reading into. The market cap is 18 million right now. Interesting. No code payments for everyone. Pretty interesting. So I would research this. It's on my radar again. I'm just nice enough to put things out that I see. If I find something, I want you to know about it. That's all. That's all. I didn't get paid to talk about it. I don't know the owner of the coin. I'm not shilling. Sorry about that. I just coughed in my face there. Anyway, Bitcoin pulling back expected for me. It's a false move Monday. It's exactly what we're looking for. We expect to see this type of price action on a Monday. Get in and out faster than fast. All right? Faster than fast. Let's get back into the chat. I need to get pepped up. I need to get pepped up by the chat. BNB, please, if you give your thoughts in short, couple months term. Thoughts short and couple months term. Thank you for BS Espresso Sportswood, my man in the game. The brother think it's going to be unpredictable. I find this beautiful philosophy. It's an embedded button you can use or a QR code you can put down there in the description. Amazing. You're the man, Sam. Crypto Bear Baker giving me the PIP, baby. The play-by-play, man. Love you, man. The PIP on the PBP. The PBP is the play-by-play. The PIP is the coin, right? Man, it feels good to be alive every single day. And I don't know how we do it, no matter where I go. I don't know how I travel with this show, no matter what I do, no matter where I go. The show continues. I find it fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. There's 500, 600 people on this live stream. 600 beautiful people on the live. Killing the shorts, $10 at a time. Bitcoin, getting it done. My man, I love you, man. Shout out to James Armstrong, Jim Board 66, doing damage. Bullish on HSBC Bank, adopting Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's big news. Although they launder money more than Mexican cartels. You know what I mean? I can't get news on the past day, on the past week, though. If you could shoot that article out, first bank to launch Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. That was a long, as Coinbase to crypto ban. It's just so funny. I can't get that news anywhere. I'd like to get that out there, but. And Bitcoin taking the dump easy. Whoever took that bait for that long, they got crushed, man. And I told you I didn't buy into this at all. At all. At all. This was not, you were resistance right there. I only made that to be nice, but in my mind, we were heading down to the bottom of the pattern easily. Easily. So I guess it's unpredictable, but I'm able to predict it. But, also these are just small moves I'm able to find. It's, it's easier to predict the smaller moves. And I'm not, just make it clear, I didn't post that and say we're going up. I want to make that really clear. Because sometimes that happens. I'll post something, I say, this is a possibility we could break out. And then it's like, well, you said it was long. And I'm like, because I have a line there. And it's like, well, not really the case, So anyway, we broke up. We broke back down. False move Monday, acting beautifully. We knew what you were going to do Monday. We had you pinned Monday. And remember, we got liquidity all the way further down, right? And you're away from the 21 on the bigger time frames. I don't know what else to tell you. You can't just go up forever. You got to come back to that 21-day moving average before you can continue to the upside. It's just a known thing. It's a known fact of life, baby. Wow, shout out to all the beautiful people on the live. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. So what coins am I accumulating and getting down on? You all know what I like. But I like me some Wild. Wow, Bitcoin Cash on the 3L, just banging on them, right? Getting that move. TradingView has just decided it was going to put the kibosh on us. Oh, we got it. We got it. Then we didn't. We had it before we didn't, Trying to think if I'm running anything that I don't need to run. Yeah, I don't need Restream up. And shout out to everybody here on Twitch. Shout out to everyone here on Twitter. Shout out to everybody all over the space, no matter where you're watching. We appreciate you more than you would ever know. And we thank you so much for jumping on into the live. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash 3L just up huge, 38%. Biggest gainer of the day. Someone asked about Near Protocol. We'll take a look at Near too as well. We'll talk about Near. Lean has also been hot. You know, this is the 3L token of Near, pumping above the 200 SMA. That's a good sign. Sometimes it could be Twitter too, if I'm on the Twitter. China to lead crypto bull market. I love when that's just trending. You know what I mean? Grant Cardone doing his thing. Day 177 of calling Bitcoin bull market every day until I'm right. That's so funny. Please stop showing me pics of RFK Jr. shirtless. I beg you. Bitcoin isn't an affiliation hedge. It's a stupid government hedge, my man. So funny. And look at my master friend. Practice trading in the silver bullet. I'm happy with my win this morning. Gonna bask in it for a bit. My man. God bless you, brother. Yo, basking in the wins is a good thing. You know what I mean? You gotta hit yourself up for the wins, hit yourself up for the losses. You know? But when you win, definitely enjoy that reward, man. That's what it's all about. You put your butt on the line for that win. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. 15,179 followers. On our way to 16,000 followers. Soon we're going to have more followers on Twitter than Bitcoin. I'm telling you, we're rising fast. So let's take a Near by itself. And shout out to TradingView. I mean, they do such a good job. They got how many people are accessing data every single day and need it super fast. API, all this. All those people at that company that work so hard for us to have the show, which I've never discussed, never gone over that idea. Never really thought about the beautiful people over at TradingView. Thank you so much for all you do. Because without you guys, we wouldn't have a show, right? Every once in a while, I have like a slight technical difficulty on TradingView. Something won't work, and I'll realize like my whole life depends on TradingView loading properly. You know, it's pretty crazy. That's how you know I'm high risk. That's a high risk. That's a high risk person. Someone that would put their entire life on another website. You know what I mean? Like that website has to move. I mean, I'm sure I would be able to pivot and find something different at one point, but it would definitely, you know, again, let me knock on wood. That's something I don't even want to bring up and manifest. Yikes, right? TradingView going down or something happening to TradingView. That'd be a great way to choke point the industry. I shouldn't have said that out loud, right? So anyway, this falling wedge could break to the upside. I like what I'm seeing for Near. It double bottom, huge double bottom. So now you're looking for some type of higher low, like some type of higher low, some type of resistant retest. I would love a breakout here and a retest there. I mean, it would just tell you that's a beautiful move for Near. Also, just got above the 200 SMA. Stop loss below it. See if you can rock is another just cool, calm, and collective way to trade. You do whatever makes you happy. I have a bunch of different strategies for you in my trading group. You can trade the 1 hour while setting alerts on the 7 and the 15. You can trade the daily while setting alerts on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. You can swing trade the 1 minute with leverage. We have people doing all different things because my trading style can be condensed and be macrotized, if that makes any sense. But you can expand it on bigger time frames. You can shrink it down to smaller time frames. You can learn to short. You can learn to long. Like, for instance, see this spike down, how the 21 got away from the 200, and then we got back to the 200 SMA? Just remember, see that spike down? That's exactly the same as this spike up. 21, what is the similarities between these two ideas? Yes, they're opposite moves, but there's similarities. Here's one. We came up, and when the 21 and the 200 got far apart, we came back near into the vicinity of the 200 SMA. Here, the 21 and the 200 got far apart. We came back near into the vicinity of the 200 SMA. If you were to flip this chart upside down, you can see that this downward movement was the same as this upward movement. This downward movement is the same as this upward movement. I'm flipping the chart upside down. So I'm just turning this upward movement into a downward movement. It looks just like this one. If we were to fractal this, which I've never done this before, I don't know if I can do this. This is going to get crazy. Always doing something different on the show. I can't believe this, but if you were to grab that, copy it, flip the chart back up, paste it. All right, it doesn't paste it in, and it doesn't let you flip it upside down. Oh, it does. You can see it's like the same pattern. You know what I mean? And it's the same scenario. The moving average, and that's when it started clicking with me that moving averages could be like my savior. Like they could help me see things before they happen. And I could start front running them. And Then if you get price action to get away from the 21 while the 21's getting away from the other ones, oh my gosh. And then you get a bearish divergence and a rising wedge. So whenever I'm in a trade and things are going well and I see a rising wedge, I see the 21 and the 200 far apart. I see the RSI making a bearish divergence, meaning it's swinging down while the price action swinging up. And I see overbought stochastic, and the MACD usually will even be extended on top of that. You know, it'll be a kind of curving down. I'm out. And if it keeps going, so be it. It's very unlikely that it will. I've backtested this, so I know. See, here's the deal. A new trader comes in, makes one trade, wins or loses, makes another trade. Within a month, maybe makes, I don't know, 10 to 20 trades, depending on their trade appetite. Within a year, if they made 10 to 20 trades a month, let's say they made the max of 20 trades a month, right? In a year, they're sitting on 240 trades, 240 scenarios, 240 times. Now, times that by how many times I've been trading. 15 years. And then some days I made like 10, 20, 30 trades in a day, right? Not every day. As I got older, I made less trades a day. I'll be honest. You trade less as you make more money. Hopefully, that's the case. You know, and you start looking at the bigger picture. But the idea is you grind. And as you keep grinding, you start seeing scenarios. Like, you're like, well, I remember when the 21 was away from price action. We were in a rising wedge, and these were all high, and we dumped. And then you have that under your belt 1,000 times. You can start actually using it. So no one can take away your time in the market. One thing I have to say, nobody can take away your time in the market, all right? Your time in the market is yours and yours to keep alone. And people can say whatever they want. If you keep showing up every day, you're going to know more about the market than they do, and they won't be able to say anything, you know? And that's why we've gone through thousands of haters here on the show, or hundreds of haters, different people. They try to call us out. They try to do different things, and we just look at them and we go, just keep coming back to the show. You know what I mean? The consistency here will outdate your arguments, you know? Make you guys take the class. Invest in yourself. Santiago Escobedo, my man. The last Saturday of every single month, I teach class. Sign up today if you want to jump on into class with me. The last Saturday, you can also pay for the recorded version of the class any single day of the week if you want to get your feet wet and get ready and dabble in. Took me a year or two to understand all of this, plus more. Billy Bob 369, amen. Love that no one can take away your time in the market. Love her. No one can. Shout out to Grace Protocol in the house. We love you. How are you today, Sam? Shout out to Panda Vibes, man. I'm feeling very pandery. I'm panda. I'm all panda, baby. Shout out to the 33377 to the 1111 from Justin Cashmore in the house. God bless you, brother. God bless you for the love, man. FUD expert, gotta pay it up front. I'm giving you your time, you will receive. And given your time, you will receive. Amen. 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 And that's why I'm here every day just teaching. There's always a new person on the show. There's always someone that gets hit by that algorithm that comes on in and needs that knowledge. All right? Needs that knowledge. So understand these concepts. And again, I figured a lot of this out by flipping the charts upside down. Inverting charts really taught me a lot. Like, that's a double top I would definitely short. So why wouldn't you long? Because you're afraid that you're catching the wrong bottom. But if that was the top, you would definitely short. Why is it so more simple to feel a top than to take a chance at a bottom? And these are questions you can ask yourself as you get in. Late but here. Shout out to Judge Bibbles. Judge Bibbles, we love you. We love your name. We think it's funny. Just saying Bibbles makes my day every morning. My bad for the typo. I'm driving. Don't drive and type, man. We want to keep you here. Yo, take the dive into the trading group, everybody. I bought the recording from Crypto Lifer Wife, and she sent it right away. Added me to the class 2 weeks in a row until I could make it. Blessings. Shout out to Alex Smart. My wife is very, very loving and very kind. All starts with love for perfection, the execution, the way one trades. Money is logical consequence. Watching your videos for about 2 months now, and I've never learned so much before. Thank you for everything. Shout out to the FUD expert, man. And I get this all the time. I get so much feedback. And honestly, if you could do me a huge favor, even if you don't join the trading group, but you use you come to the live stream every day, you can join my server for free, and you can head into the testimonials and say, I didn't know anything. I watched this man for 2 months straight, 2 years straight, and I learned from his live YouTube channel. I learned so much from his live YouTube channel that I was able to kind of figure it out. You're the coolest. Shout out to Judge Bibbles, man. We love you. We love you, Bibbles. Sam was the man. Jebutron every time, never misses. Looks like you were in the sun with sunglasses on, bro. Thanks, man. I think I was. I was in the sun with sunglasses on. You can see that? Little bit. I got a little cheek action here. The pink under my eyes got hit a little bit. But I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. And look, I don't have a receding hairline. I just want to make that clear. And it's funny because I was on ATB and the dude was talking about my my widow's peak. I mean, you had a widow's peak kind of like this, right? But it's really where the camera is. If I were to come up a little bit or come down a little bit, you know. Anyway, I like my widow's peak anyway. I think it's strong. Look, it looks great. But whatever, you know. Best TM of the game, thank you. Barely, and a hat. If a man who has the knowledge can show up in a suit and tie every day, we can definitely show up and learn from him. Just think of the grind he put in to be able to teach this gold, man. Shout out to Brian Whitley, man. Thank you for saying that. Ben Cohen has a widow's peak too, my man. Still dressed sharp as a razor. Crypto Bear Baker in the house. At least you have hair. I don't. Gomez, man. Facts. You guys are funny, man. I love y'all. My dad had a full head of hair, man. I still remember, you know, petting his head on the hospital bed. I can't believe I lost my dad. I can't believe I'm one of those people that's been through such a traumatic, like losing my father, man. Sometimes I look at myself from far away. Like, self, there you are, far away. Only group members can post in the testimonial section. Can't have guests able to post or it'll be filled with bot and scammers. Interesting. Thank you for saying that. I did not know. Ben have a meeting with Binance in Dubai. Pretty cool, right? Sam is the uncle I wish I had. Well, I'm still here. I could be your uncle, man. Always grateful for the lifer wisdom 333. BitBoy has a widow's peak. Funny. Good morning from Puyallup, Washington. Puyallup. Pull you all up. You're funny. I'll pull you all up in Washington, baby. Shout out to everybody here. Let's get off. Let's get back into the stream. 621 souls on the live. Thank you for being here. I do look fresh. I feel good today. Today's a wondrous day. It's one of those beautiful days, man, where I feel like nothing can go wrong. Shouldn't say that. That's, you know. But I'm in love with life right now, and I'm happy with the way things are going, and I can't complain. I can't complain. Everybody is doing their thing in my company. My wife is working hard. We're having good meetings. We're making good connections, and a lot is going our way. So I'm excited, and you should be too. And the bull run's coming. We have a lot to be thankful for, and we have a lot coming our way. It's gonna get intense. This next bull run's gonna be intense. So I'm gearing up. I'm planning for that next big run, and how insane like the views in YouTube are gonna go up. There's gonna be more people on the live stream. They're gonna be throwing super chats at it. It's gonna be out of control. We know it. You know it, and I know it, and you know we get to reap those rewards by doing what? By being here every day in the bear market, right? So, when the trading group expands, when life gets out of control, when the market rips again, I'll look back on the days that I streamed all on the dumps for Bitcoin, on the FUD, you know, days I showed up where we were dumping in the middle of the night, you know, live streams where Ethereum was gonna do the EIJ hard fork and all that, just like. We were there for all these moments in time, and we never took a day off, you know, and 2-3 years from now, we're going to look back, and people are going to see me shining, and there's going to be haters and all this, but I'm going to remember every single day that I put in the work, and forget me, but just look at me as an example of life. Everything you do in this world, if you put in the work, you're going to get it back. You're going to get it back every single time, but you got to put in the work. And there's going to be really hard days in the grind that don't make sense. It's kind of like a farmer. You sit there and you farm and you farm and you farm and you plant and you water and you wait. And sometimes some animals eat the crop and sometimes this happens. But when you're done, you're left with your harvest. And you work so hard every day. Some hot in the sun some nights. Cold, rainy mornings. You know, and you eventually have something to show for it. And that's the beautiful, that's the special. That's what makes it so amazing. So you reap your rewards, you create your rewards, but sometimes you don't get them for years to come. You got to grind. So I remind myself of that every day, and I tell myself to keep grinding every single day, no matter what, you know, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many days I want to say, you know what, today's the day I'm taking off. My back hurts. Today's the day I'm doing this. I can't handle it. And I still do it anyway. Sean, shout out to you for doing the Bitcoin short call, man. You're the man, dude. God bless you, brother. God bless you. So every single day, you know, I don't mean to get preachy like a little bit today, but it's every single day. It's not like just a little bit on Monday and a little bit on Tuesday and I'll do this over here. No, it's every single day. Forget about birthdays. Forget about birthday parties. Forget about, no, all that is over. All right? It's done. It's time to grind every single day for what you want in this life. It's not like, oh, well, I'll try for a month and then I'll do this and then no. Every single day. So I love ES1 right now. It has a beautiful resistance. Looks like it could come back and bounce off it or maybe even just make a flag above it. But this says a big pump is coming for the S&P futures. Now, we've been somewhat uncorrelated, but we did get a huge move for Bitcoin. We got a huge move for the S&P. And when people make money on the S&P, they're more likely to take some of those profits and get into higher risk assets or things that they don't know about, like cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So whenever I see especially tech stocks, because these are the same techie people that are into tech, Bitcoin's tech. So I like to see the S&P pump. If the S&P can pump, it can make some gains on the other time frames. Yeah, I mean, and basically in the other worlds, like that money can extend into Bitcoin. So I watch that closely. That's why we look at the S&P every single day here on the channel. You know, even though there may not be 100% correlated, there's definitely a money flow relationship there, and we want to identify it. So to me, I see the S&P bumping to the upside. The next measured move is to 4755. Yes, it may go down a little bit more, and it may even retest this previous resistance at 4328. But I don't see it going any lower than that. This is a very bullish move for the S&P as far as I'm concerned. Bitcoin dominance, something we should be looking at every couple of days, every day. And I talk about Bitcoin dominance likely cooling off here. As Bitcoin gets this pullback like we're showing you on the bigger time frame, I could see Bitcoin dominance just kind of going sideways here and then getting a bigger move to the upside. If we get a pullback for Bitcoin dominance, it can help the altcoins. But it's really been the Bitcoin show, honestly. And I still think there's some more banks collapsing. I believe the banking system isn't out of the hot water yet. How do you just all of a sudden have 3 banks collapse and then just go back to business as usual? Either they did that as an organized collapse because they were trying to take away the liquidity to crypto, and that would make sense. That way it wasn't really even a liquidity issue. They were just doing what they could to choke point, right, to close off those liquidity zones. Or they're that, so either they're nasty and horrible or they're that incompetent. You know, both of them are really, really sad things to think about, right? So I see Bitcoin dominance going sideways here before its next bigger move to the upside. I'd watch this flag. It may be a further down flag. We don't know if it's going to be sideways or more vertical to the downside. We don't know that. What we do know is it's going to have to interact with the 21 and make a flag. And I've said this 7 times today on multiple assets. I'll say it again here for Bitcoin dominance. Just like I look at the S&P, just like I look at Bitcoin, it doesn't matter the asset. The same thing happens over time. You pump, you interact with the 21. You pump, you interact with the 21. You pump, you come back, you interact with the 21 before you can pump again. You pump up here. You have to interact to the 21 before you can pump again. Learn, learn, learn. I give you these ideas every single day here on the channel. And this is free sauce that I just consistently want you to understand. Funny, I like this Pocket network. Keeps coming to me. Now, it's bottomed beyond belief. But it's an interesting concept. Token Metrics has expanded on it. And it's forming this giant rounded bottom. Could definitely be a bottom for Pocket Network here. You know? Somewhere, at 3 cents and 4/10 of a cent? I like this coin. I like this project. I'm not ready to DCA into it right now. It's on my radar. It keeps coming out in my mind. And that's what happens to me. I'll go over something, then the Pocket Network. And I'll be like, what's up with this Pocket Network? Like, something's brewing with this Pocket Network. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin, I want to look at, so S&P futures, Bitcoin dominance. Let's look at US Tether dominance. Now let's really break that down. We haven't like really broken it down in a while. I see it moving to the downside. This is crazy. If you remember here, I even had this drawn, and I showed this rising wedge, and we were likely to come down to the bottom of the channel. I drew this when we were up here. Look, we came down to the bottom of the channel. We nailed that call. And I actually showed you how it's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and it looks like a giant head and shoulder that wants to dump to the downside. I'm going to remove all my old work. I'm going to remove my moving averages. I'm going to go to the weekly on tether dominance, and we're going to take a look. Tether dominance is forming some type of symmetrical triangle, you know, almost ascending, but it's got symmetrical vibes. Give me that blue dot. So it's got a nice, I mean, that's a nice, it's like a bull pennant if you ask me, but the weekly's overbought and pointing to the downside. What you'd like to see, you know, you won't want to see, but you know, what would be good for this asset, not great for Bitcoin, is if it, you know, basically stays above this trend line and doesn't break to the downside, right? The weekly suggests that it will, though. The 3-day chart said it had a lot of dumpage, and for the dumpage that it did, it was okay. It could have been bigger. It could have been worse. So now, if they keep printing tether too, and see, this is one thing I'm interested by. If they keep adding tether and printing tether, the dominance may go up slightly. You know what I mean? And Bitcoin could still go up. Like, they could somewhat go up somewhat together. But when Bitcoin goes on a big run, dominance has to take a hit, tether dominance, right? So, and we have our big boy resistance here at 881, right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. Wants to come back down. 3-day chart still says it could go down lower. The daily needs to reset back to the upside. So it looks like when Bitcoin gets this little pullback, get a little pump back up for tether dominance, right? That's what it's looking like for me. 22-hour also, look at the RSI, super low. MACD wanted to turn, aggressive turn back up to the upside. So you're looking for a pump back up for tether dominance. Not a big one. And then it could go sideways here. Eventually, I see this breaking to the downside, honestly, over time, based on the weekly chart. Weekly's very overbought. So it may take 2 to 3 more weeks for that to kind of solidify, like go more sideways, and we may get a fake out breakout. But long term, I'm looking for tether dominance to make a move to the downside. It's kind of just how I look at it. Daily it's a symmetrical triangle. You can almost call it a bull pennant. It's got some bull pennant vibes, but it's a symmetrical triangle. It's a chubby triangle. Pretty even on either side, 50-50 pattern. And honestly, normally I see these break to the downside than to the upside, even though they are a 50-50 pattern. They can break up, but normally I see them break down more than they break up. And I do see this as a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder for tether dominance. DXY is kind of the coupled asset to that idea. And I mean, we did really good on the DXY so far, right? We called the hidden bearish div, okay? What is hidden bearish divergence? This was swinging up while this was clearly swinging down. Told me that we would get a break to the downside. And I trusted the divergence and we got it. We called that out. And that helped corroborate the story for Bitcoin's pumpage to the upside, right? And that's why I had it. The one thing that worried me was, or that I was concerned by, was the Adam and Eve double bottom. But then I looked at this M pattern. I said, man, that's resistance, breakdown. But then I drew this trend line. And I saw that, hey, we may hold this trend line. And we bounced off it once. Our measured move was further down out of this rising wedge. We broke out of the rising wedge to the downside. But we double bottomed here. Now we want to see kind of, do you continue back up a little more? That would make sense for Bitcoin's pullback. Come down again and then make a nasty drop to the downside. What I'm looking for here is this bigger channel to stay intact. And I'm looking for this bigger channel, to come down, come up, come back down. Break 100, get to 98. Bitcoin is king, back to 35, 38,000. And we get a nasty move down in the dollar and the dollar index, right? They say there's going to be a rate hike coming in July on the CME watch tool, something that we do have to prepare for that could definitely happen, which isn't what we want, Funny, I'm wondering why the Miami Dolphins, so weird, right? I guess I was trying to watch the Dolphins game back in the day. So funny. So I see that the DXY could drop further to the downside too as well. All right. That's got me a little, So that's why we go over Bitcoin dominance, U.S. tether dominance, the dollar index, S&P futures, so the Dow occasionally. You know what I mean? And let's go over ETHBTC, another thing that people want to look at a lot. I don't go over Ethereum a lot because it follows Bitcoin exactly to the T. If Bitcoin's going to make a move, Ethereum makes a move. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, they'll decouple, and we'll find that out through watching Ethereum, Bitcoin, right? You can see, like, Ethereum just really got beat up to Bitcoin, too. Bitcoin stole the show. Bitcoin was the bigger mover. Ethereum doesn't have a finite supply, number one. All right? Ethereum isn't a banking institution's basically store of value for a long, long time. There's some fees. There's things going on the Uniswap that aren't great. There's some narratives that don't paint the sweetest picture for Ethereum. I'm not hating. I own over 10 Ethereum, which is somewhere in $20,000 dang near. So, which to a lot of people, they say most of Americans, they say 60% of Americans or something have less than $10,000 in savings, right? So, like, I have more Ethereum than most that Americans have in savings. You got to, as an investor, for me, still a pretty small bag comparatively, but I own Ethereum. I'll make that clear. It was the first coin I ever bought at $89. I found out about it at $9 and didn't get in. And I kicked myself ever since that 10x, But, so the 2-day chart is getting oversold. It's a good sign. What you would expect is Bitcoin to pump. You'd expect to get, above another big region, 35, 36,000. And then that Bitcoin eventually goes sideways around 37, 40K area, right? And then that money can flow into Ethereum first. Then that money flows into the altcoins, and then we get a little bit of a rally. We have had summer rallies in the forward. June has been a pretty good month. June and July. Late August into September tend to be horrible. September is the worst month. I can remember, just in my own mind, I remember being devastated by multiple Septembers. Like, we had a huge run-up one July into August. Coins were going out of control. It was great. And then we ended up lower. By the end of September, we were, like, lower than the whole entire pump of that summer. And I was sitting there like, how is this possible, right? So ETHBTC is in a symmetrical triangle as far as I'm concerned. Bit of a double top right there, right? That it got rejected by. Came back down. Making a higher low right there, though. If you can hold that, it's a pretty good sign. Look at our daily. Our daily wants to bounce back to the upside. So we're getting some sideways price action. Ethereum's slowly catching up a little bit here. But for the most part, it has been trending lower. The 3-day chart suggests that we will eventually get a break to the upside out of this channel. Well, channel, and because how low we are on the Stokes, tells me that this could get a break to the upside for Ethereum. So, looking somewhat bullish for the Ethereum BTC idea, but it looks like we're going to get some more sideways price action for another couple of weeks before Ethereum can finally maybe get some type of breakout edge against Bitcoin. All right? And how's my baby MNW Morpheus network? Remember getting to this coin at 67 cents months ago. And despite all the up and down price action, and we're going to redraw that, but it still looks somewhat more bullish to me. But despite all the up and down price action, right? Morpheus network is still one of the more bullish coins. Number one, it's well above its low at 39 cents. It's almost at a 3x from there. At 120, it would be a 3x. So it's like doing like a 2.5x, which is amazing. It's higher than when we first got in. It has traded up again and down. I don't, I'm not saying it's like invincible, but it, compared to the rest of the market, it's pretty strong. I could see this thing making a big break to the upside not too long from now. The 3-day chart's very oversold. Maybe wait for the daily to get into that pocket one more time. But I like this coin a lot. It tends to perform well on swing trades. Sitting in a 618 golden pocket. Kind of want to crunch price action in there a little bit. Got to go like the 12-hour for now. And some could say, you got the shoulder, this right shoulder broke out, came back down. What I like seeing is this nice support zone here and here, right? Bounce, and a bounce off of 96 cents. As long as it stays above $1, I see this thing doing damage. Getting back somewhere to the 287 cent region. If the market starts to fly, the coins that have been the strongest are going to be able to fly the best. So I would watch this coin closely. Morpheus network, all right? Still up, basically almost a double up. Still up a double up from when we first started trading it, but from when the lows of the market, it's up 2.5% too as well. 2.5x, sorry. This thing's been an amazing coin to trade. Hasn't had a pump in a while too. I expect it to eventually get some love here and get some price action on there. Make sure that MACD is a little too big for me. RSI is a little too high. Yeah, so I'll be watching this. I'll put alert on it. I'll be watching it closely. Alert on NMW. Kadena, the dark horse, man. Some people could think this could be the winner. I like the team behind it is amazing. It's a known team, you know. It could do damage. It's basically bottomed. I mean, that's like the lowest it could get. I mean, that's insane. This is something that I would just draw a bull on, and if I believed in it, which I don't really, I'm not on the Kadena train right now. I'm really not. But I could see it just making this long consolidative bull, getting out somewhere in late 2024 and starting to rip to the upside again. Dollar cost averaging at 63 cents probably is a great idea. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Not like I say these should be taken as financial advice. Who here likes Kadena? Is Kadena your coin? You know? We'll ask you on Twitter here. It makes me think of Kadima, you know, the pro Kadima playing paddleball. I was playing paddleball on the beach yesterday. Beautiful time to be alive. Who here likes Kadena? Is Kadena your coin? Why or why not? Let me know. Do you like Kadena? Is it your coin? Why or why not? Let me know what you think about Kadena. I want to know. I actually really want to know. Like, a lot of times I ask these questions of things that I just really want to know. I'm excited to find out what the people say. All right. XRD. Funny, getting that 27% gain. And that's a low cap gem most people would just bypass completely. Everyone wants to know what's happening with XRP. I know you do. I know you do. I do too. So let's take a look at XRP and see what's happening in the game. Let's bounce back into the chat too. I like to interact with the chat. The interaction with the chat keeps me going. Pimon looking juicy for another rugged tug. My man. Kadena is awesome. Don't hold any Kadena. Kadena all the way. Kadena, does your eyeball see Matic testing the 30-cent bottom? I have 2 Kadena miners. My man. Bitcoin Cash is pumping again. Bencoin, 32,000 tweets. Wow, it's nuts. Can we get a coin named Sam or Crypto Lifers? My man. Can you check K, please? Super chats. BNB long and medium term. NAKA. Lakochi, thank you for that. Bitcoin is playing with my heart right now. Well, it's Monday. It's supposed to play with your heart on Monday. Don't let Bitcoin play with your heart on a Monday. All right? You should wake up on Monday and be like, Bitcoin's going to play with me. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to play with my heart. Like, that's what it's going to do. That way, you'll be, when it plays with your heart, you'll be like, well, I expected this. It's Monday. That's why I psychologically, I attempt to keep my entire group intact by telling them these things. You know, I want to put you in the best position on the best trading days. I want you to see how the market flows in cycles. I want you to understand what Monday means, what Tuesday means. Look at all our bigger moves that are the greatest trades that you've made. You look back, you're probably surprised they were on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm telling you right now. Then look at some of your harder trades, or your at the back and forth, the ones you had to cut off. They were probably on a Monday, a Sunday night, Saturday night, you know. But you may not realize this because you're just trading. 2-3 years go by, you don't realize this. But you have someone like me to kind of formulate your thoughts, sit you down, get you disciplined. You start realizing, hey, I've been opening up all these trades on Thursday, on Monday night, on Sunday night. I've been struggling to trade. So, you know what I mean? Remember, everyone, if you want a specific asset to be looked at, you can donate, and he will be happy to look at it for you. Shout out to Boosted Frequency. Thank you for saying that, man. I have a huge solar mining in Canada. They have huge, wonder if they are having problems with smoke from the fires. Interesting. The only cryptocurrency that can scale infinitely is Kadena, really. Remember, everyone, if you want a specific asset, Sushi swap, please. Make money every day. Terpene Hunter, my man. Kava in an emerging cup and handle. We'll take a look at Kava. So XRP, it's just getting tighter in the zone. It's getting tighter. And when I was telling everyone, this is a 50-50 pattern. So you're looking for it to get tight. You're looking for it to get real tight. Then come back to the bottom of the pattern with low stochastic. If you can get a low stochastic while the bottom of the pattern's touching, likely you can get a break to the upside. I'm more bullish than bearish off of this multiple higher lows in a row. We want to see one more kind of high here, one more higher low, and then can we break out? The measured move takes you to 86 cents, if you can believe it, for XRPZ. Has a major resistance that it can't seem to get above. Resistance, resistance, resistance at this line here, which is going to be about 54. All right. And what's interesting here is I just didn't see the well, to say I didn't see the VRVP at all there. You can see there's a beautiful gap in the VRVP. If it can stay above this high volume node and travel into this area, it can gap right. I mean, the gap is sitting in conjunction with my measured move. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. The charts are saying that something good is going to come out of the XRP case. That's what the charts say. You know, I just put every penny I have in my name. I just put every penny I have to my name, half in Hex and half in Tron. Yikes. Well, God bless you, man. I hope it works out. My Bitcoin cup and handle suggests 58K Bitcoin before the halving. Very interesting. I can make a lifer coin, but I wouldn't do it on ETH. Amen. Definitely not. Thoughts on the TamGem wallet? I got it right the day before I left my house, and I opened the package, left it on my desk, and haven't touched it since. I'll have to do a review when I get back home. The Bitcoin halving and the countdown. Amen. Ape gearing for a move, says my man. LOL. Interesting. So I like XRP. Let's take a look at BNB, long and midterm, and Nakamoto Games. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at BNB. You can trade BNB on KuCoin. We have a link to that in the description. MEXC Global as well. MEXC Global will charge you 0 fees. So, again, that's why I always bring it up and I talk about trading on MEXC Global, because the 0 spot maker and taker fees just get me excited. I remember being a young trader. I remember getting started. I remember getting hit with fees left and right, even when I was just learning and not every trade went well. Had I just been able to take my own losses and not have to pay fees while I figured out how to trade, it would have been awesome. So when I look at what they're doing, I get really excited and I get very happy for MEXC Global and for any new trader out there that gets to receive that benefit, because I didn't get that. I didn't have a no-free trading exchange, a no-fee trading exchange. It just didn't happen. So shout out to MEXC Global. We really love you. My community is super excited that you would work with us the way you do. I think it's beautiful. All right. And as genuine, I mean, I do get a commission, but as genuine as I am about it, I'm super excited that they went out, because they could be greedy and like they still would have made a bunch of money. I don't think they have to put the fees that low. The fees could have been higher. But you know what? They decided to do something for the customer that made more sense in the long term. They'll say, you know what? We'll gain more customer base in the long term. We'll gain that trust. I believe they're going to put those fees back on. Bull run comes out, the fees will be back. And once they get enough people on the exchange, I think, you know, they probably will bring them back on. I can't confirm or deny this. I haven't been told anything. I'm not told that, but that's just something that, point of the story is it may not be forever. May have to take advantage of it for what it is right now. So look at our 3-day chart for BNB. And it got heavily sold to the downside. It really did, right? Ugly chart. It's really in a bit of a bear flag. As you can see, it's trending inside this range. Now, I would assume it to get to back to the top of the range at 350, just based on how it's been trading, but there's no guarantees of that happening, right? The short term really predicts the long term. Like I usually see what's going to happen on a small time frame. If we can get above a certain region, then I go further into the long term and the short term, you know? So like long term, I believe BNB will recover over time. And, but again, I mean, it's going through a lot of hurdles right now. And it is being battled. I just did all that work and I'm just going to redo it again. I don't know, if I don't get settled by something at first, it doesn't make sense to me. See, it followed Bitcoin here, did the top with the second top. It followed Bitcoin to a nutshell, right? And then it kind of started its own like correlative move. I guess you could say it fell out of this rising way. It fell out of this kind of ascending triangle. That makes the most sense to me and feels the best. I'm attempting to tell a story with the technical analysis. I want to see the story. What's the story, right? And the break to the downside of the base of the triangle. So you would expect a break to the downside here. Excellent. So it did break down. So for me, it's got to get back above like this level here at 350. That's going to be a big deal for it. Resistance, it's just heavy resistance at 350. 340 to 350 area. It's got to get back above that zone to remain bullish, you know? Attempting to kind of double bottom here. 1, 2, and it is very oversold on the 3-day chart. Your daily's a little high right now and suggests that it could go lower though. You see, your daily's in a bear flag and getting overbought. So it brought me to this little area here. Doesn't look amazing. Almost looks like it's already breaking out of the bear flag to the downside. There may be some more regulatory heat coming from this, and we may not have seen the whole fallout from it because look, 78% of the exchange volume is gone out of Binance US. It also probably threw some people off of Binance just because they just, not actually threw them off, but threw them off from trading it. And then less people are getting into BNB coin to get it for the fees. So that's the one good and bad thing about the utility of BNB, that if they ever have issues with their trading fees, next thing you know, it's going to affect the overall market of BNB because, or if they have issues with their trading exchange, it's going to affect BNB immediately. Obviously the name and the brand, but just technically speaking, because people use BNB for less fees. If less people are going to trade, they're not going to be holding BNB. They're not going to need the incentive. Then the utility goes right out the window. You see what I mean? So I'd be wary of BNB, and it says it could go lower, possibly to 173. The daily's very overbought. Bigger time frames want to bounce, but and so now you're dealing with this local resistance here that has to be broken. So I wouldn't touch BNB till it gets back above 253. Then it could show me some signs, maybe an inverted Bart Simpson. But for the most part, I'm more bearish than bullish on BNB. Long term, I see it back at $1,000 a coin next 2 years from now. But it's definitely going to struggle for a little while first, in my humble opinion. And it's a nasty chart. The chart doesn't look as good as a lot of other charts that we've been looking at. Which brings me to Nakamoto Games. NAKA, baby. Getting gains. We've been talking about NAKA recently. Just put it out in this trade and said, I'm going to put out an alert for NAKA. Hit the alert and then bounce to the upside. Look how beautiful that works. NAKA, baby. NAKA. So, and then NAKA broke out for massive gains. This is why I look for things that look good to me. I put them in a box. I put my TA around them. I set an alert on them. And then, hey, look, 83% gains for NAKA. And I'll teach you how to do this yourself every day of the week. Every single day. So what I'll do is I'll see consolidative moves, but we'll be overbought on the RSI on the 4-hour, and I'll set an alert for when the RSI gets low again. And if it gets low on the 4-hour, then I'll devour that trade. And look at that played out perfectly. You didn't even use any other indicators, but stochastics, price action, and an alert system. Right, a little bit of RSI, but really stochastics, price action, and an alert system. And then once you got above this high volume node on the VRVP, you're going to the value area high. It's just how it works. Then you have this little flag here. You continue to the upside for Nakamoto Games. Banging on them, man. That's amazing. And that happened on the 20th. It took about 6 days to make 80%. I mean, that's more than 10% a day. NAKA. I love this coin. I think it could do bigger moves later on. This is something I would DC. I haven't DCA'd into because I'm trying to. I don't want to build as many bigger bags as I have in the past. Look at that giant double bottom that played out to the upside too. Just a perfect double bottom. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Then it made a little flag right here outside, and then it was gone. Is there more room coming for NAKA? Would I get into NAKA right now? Probably not after that pump. Let's take a look at our 2-day and our 3-day. Bid over bought, bid over bought. Slap on the moving averages. Let's gear up a Fibonacci on this. Even from this impulse to that impulse. Looking to retrace maybe possibly back to the channel there. And a bigger fib, which we already kind of hit off because we bounced right there. And this, look, golden pocket, 706. 706 2 times in a row. We double bottomed at the 706 fib level. I mean, and then we got tight moving averages. That's why I play tight moving averages. I'm telling you right now, like, tight moving averages are such a beautiful key for a move to the upside. Get excited, you know, get passionate about teaching this stuff to yourself. So for me, I just see some type of pullback flag here. Maybe retesting this previous resistance mode right there. And then we touch the 21 and we can continue to the upside. And again, I put an alert here and the same kind of thing goes on. And I set my alerts. And wait for the alert system to play out. Anyway, and that brings me to the news at 11:30. Shout out to everybody jumping on in. Okay, just thought about it as well, Dennis. Can you see Sushi Schwab chart, please? My first entry at 08, my second entry. You gotta send in a super chat. You gotta send in a super chat. It's just how it is. Rewind to the beginning at Peter Pan. Amen. Did Lifer mention the potential 100x coin? GFAL. GFAL is the coin that I'm talking about. I believe this thing can do serious numbers. Number one, it has the marketing behind it, which is great. Number two, it's on MEXC Global. It's getting the liquidity, which is secondary great. Number three, it's continuing to pump and do damage, which has been awesome. So it's got good price action behind it. Up 34%, even up more since we first put it out down there. Let's talk about it. The market cap's super small. It's just been on an insane uptrend ever since it bounced off of half a penny. It's up dang near 3x, right? I got in right here on this fib retracement. I drew the fib retracement. I saw the falling wedge. We wicked pretty dang close to the 618 there. Actually, let me bring this all the way up. Yeah. We wicked right there to the 618 fib level, right? You could say we almost wicked to the 706. I started buying in here when I heard about the coin. I was like, I liked what was going on. This thing's on a tear. Now, it could double top. I get it. It's at a resistance point now. Good place to possibly take some profits. It may do with the cup and handle now. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside and then continue further on. But I would do your research on this coin. I'm in there for a long-term bag. Like, I'm going to hold this thing till the next bull run and hopefully sell it for 100x, you know. So this is a coin that can definitely 100x. It has the potential, has the buzz, has the idea, has the move. I'd be watching this coin very, very closely. GFAL. Games for all living, all right? And they didn't pay me for this. I found this on my own. It's just not a shill. Again, I'm not a shiller. I just look at coins that I like, that I actually buy into, okay? Again, I'm not always right. I knew GFAL was going to be a banger. Trip Hawkins, EA Games founder, is the CSO. Look at that. EA Game founder is the CSO. I mean, it's connected to EA Games, man. I mean, one of the biggest gaming, companies in the world that has proven themselves to put out multiple successful games, knows how to market them, knows how to get them going. So this is a coin that's on my radar, maybe on your radar too now that you watch the channel, right? And what I do here on this channel every day is we do technical analysis, but we also try to find the next 100x gems every single day. And if you come to the channel, you'll find people are going to DM us, spotlight it, tell us about it. There's just going to be the option for so many people to teach us so many things because we show, and that's because we show up every day. I was sitting there this morning. I said, man, how come I know about GFAL? How come I know about all these new coins? I was like, because you show up every day, Sam. And people know that they can show up to this channel and they can talk crypto, right? And if they have something they want to discuss, if they have a coin, if they have a project, they're going to tell us about it. And GFAL has a use case. They're developing cross-platform NFTs for gaming. Tomato face looking sharp over here. Shout out to Juan Paguada. We love you, brother. Elephant money, my man. Been listening to the stream from the start while walking the beach. Back home so I can actually see the chart now. Hope everyone is well. Matt, I love that you walk the beach, man. I'm very jealous that you're walking the beach right now. The beach is amazing. I'm over here in my WAGMI games like, do something funny. They have Web3 development tools too as well. One Take Sammy at it again. My man. My man. All right, and that brings me to the news, which I don't even think I've installed the news update. Jamie, I'm gonna ask Sean, or Jamie, one of you guys send me like a Google link to download the right news update, so I can have the news on the next live stream, the intro at least. You guys slap it on anyway, so it's fine. But and I believe that fan is humming, but it made it oh so much cooler in here. It's really hot up in here. The eaves of this house obtain heat. The heat kind of rises from the bottom. So like the downstairs will be pretty warm, but the house inside will be like, it'll be hotter in here than it is outside, you know. Anyway, let's do it. Shout out to everybody here. My name is Samuel. See if I can do it without headphones. Shout out to everybody out here. My name is Samuel James Price, the Crypto Lifer, and I do a show every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m., even morning updates on the weekends. But I go over the news every single day, and we talk about the new things that are happening, that are occurring. If there's a merger between two big companies, hey, if there's some big opposition coming, chokehold, right? If the SEC is going to do something, we just want to find out about the court case for XRP, all these fun stuff, so much information. So every day I talk about the news and bring it to you. Bitcoin futures, here's the beginning of the news. Let's get it in. Bitcoin futures attracts biggest bets since Terra's collapse. Open interest has surged to 11 billion, to its highest level in over 1 year. Bitcoin futures markets are seeing the largest money flows in over a year as traders likely bet on price movements amid a flurry of crypto exchange traded fund ETF filings. Open interest, or the total number of unsettled contracts on Bitcoin futures, is increased to over 11 billion over the weekend, to their highest level since May of last year when the then behemoth Terra imploded. Rising open interest either means that the new money is flowing into the market or existing participants are increasing their allocation. The metric can be used as an indicator to determine market sentiment and strength behind price trends. As such, open interest has largely hovered at 8 billion level since late April. Coinalyze showed the rise in Bitcoin futures trading comes parallel to a bump in volume and buying activity on Bitcoin options markets, used mainly by sophisticated investors to hedge against price swings or to take levered bets on Bitcoin movements. Some market observers say the trend is likely to continue should the ETF applications from traditional finance giants such as BlackRock be approved in the coming months. Bitcoin's rally is part of a larger trend signaling a shift towards Bitcoin as a distinctively strong and established store of value, said Alex Adelman, CEO of Bitcoin rewards app Lolly, I remember that. The recent burst of Bitcoin ETF applications from leading institutions like BlackRock, Fidelity, and Invesco shows the new regulatory guidelines are the green light institutions have been waiting for to launch Bitcoin-based products and meet client demand. They want it. It's going to happen. More and more people are betting on the fact that Bitcoin will go up in value based on these ideas. We've been here since the beginning, so we're gonna reap these benefits as it continues to go. Everyone keep asking me, is it good or bad that BlackRock created the ETF? You know, there's pros and cons. I think the pros outweigh the cons. The cons are they can control the paper market. They may manipulate the price a little bit. They may have some able to sway. They may put a lot into the futures market that can kind of push the price action in different ways. However, because Bitcoin is a scarce asset that has a halving, I think the halving will push out anyone that speculates through futures. So yes, futures can work, but the actual physical scarcity of Bitcoin is something that you can't take away and that will perpetuate throughout time. And that will actually deteriorate any leverage hedge that you can make with the paper account. So I believe, even though it is a con, we're all right. And then the pros, which is there is kind of a pro there, but it was a con. But, you know, the pros coming are the fact that big institutions are going to take it seriously. Now people can talk Bitcoin, you know, sitting down at, you know, a big meeting between big finance guys, and they're not going to be laughed off the table. It's going to become a real asset, just like gold, silver, and all the other things that have its place in the markets. This ETF is going to solidify Bitcoin as a major player in the space and only help it gain more momentum over time. So, Crypto traders eye 6.8 billion in Ether options expiry. Dealers are stuffed with record negative gamma in Bitcoin. With only a little move in spot price, we could witness fireworks, one observer said. The bullish buzz returned to the crypto market last week as Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency by market value, jumped more than 15% in its best performance since March. Now a significant event looms on the horizon. On Friday, UTC, some 150,000 Bitcoin option contracts worth $4.5 billion and 1.23 million Ether contracts valued at 1.2 million Ether contracts valued at 2.3 billion will expire on the Panama-based Deribit exchange, which controls over 85% of the global options activity. The Bitcoin contracts due for settlement account for 43% of the total open interest. Wow. In Bitcoin's case, investors could have recently bought call options with strike prices at and above 30,000. As a result, that level has the highest open interest, or the number of active contracts. And market maker dealers who create order book liquidity by taking the other side of the investor's trades hold a significant amount of negative short gamma exposure. Wow. Options are a derivative contract that give the purchaser the right to buy or sell an asset at a predetermined price at a later date. A call gives the right to buy a bullish position, and a put confers the right to sell a bearish position. Being short gamma means holding a short or a sell position in the call or put options. The large buildup of open interest at 30,000 means the spot price could gravitate to around that level in the lead up to the expiry. Bitcoin is currently trading just above 30K. Meanwhile, dealers' negative gamma positions means a slight move away from 30K could translate into an explosive rally or price slide. That's because dealers, when holding net negative gamma positions, buy high and sell low. When the underlining picks up a bullish or bearish momentum in order to maintain a neutral market exposure. In other words, if Bitcoin builds momentum above 30K as expiry approaches, dealers will buy the cryptocurrency in the spot and futures markets. That in turn could lead to an exaggerated price rally, often called a gamma squeeze or a slingshot effect. On the flip side, dealers will be forced to sell on a potential decline below 30K. Wow. So Friday, we want to make sure that we're above $30,000. If we are, they're going to have to buy in. Market makers provide liquidity to an order book. It doesn't look like it will. My TA suggests that it will be lower, which is kind of setting up for a bit of a storm. That's interesting. Something we want to kind of pay attention to as the open interest gets heavy. That's definitely something we want to pay attention to. And that could create some fireworks this Friday. So get ready because things are happening in the markets. And on Friday at 8 o'clock UTC, 8 a.m., which is like 4 a.m. That's like 4 a.m. for me. Pretty crazy. ZK Sync Matters Labs releases ZK Stack for building hyperchains. And ZK Rollups is going to be a big move. You want to get into coins that have ZK Rollups. I believe Immutable X has ZK Rollups. A bunch of different coins have them on the low. Read their white paper, find out if they're associated. You got ZK Sync. And then you have like Matic is bringing ZK and Ethereum virtual machines in the background too as well. This is a big deal. ZK is going to make it faster and easier for more people to get into DeFi. It's going to make transactions quicker. It's going to make everything better. So that's a big deal. And I have some other news about Japan's tax code you may want to learn. Stay tuned for that. So building layer 2s and 3s, developers who build hyperchains could choose to create layer 2 networks that run parallel to ZK Sync or layer 3 networks that run on top of it. They are able to customize the chain depending on the network's intended purpose. That's very interesting. Rose said that these running hyperchains will need to run a sequencer. This is the machine that collects transactions and orders them before they are broadcast to the Ethereum mainnet. He said that Matter Labs will soon have a decentralized sequencer, but not every project will necessarily need the sequencer to be decentralized. That's the one thing, that's the con about ZK Rollups, is that the sequencer, right? We recently had some issue on a ZK chain where we weren't getting all the information from the sequencer. So we got to work out some of the bugs. It's not all love, but it is the way to the future. And once we get it all fine-tuned, I'm telling you right now, ZK Sync and ZK Rollups are going to be big. Matter Labs is definitely something you want to have on the radar. Japan's tax code now exempts crypto issuers from paying on unrealized gains. Japan's national tax agency has exempted crypto issuers from having to pay taxes on unrealized gains. The move aims to make Japan a friendlier country for crypto businesses. A notice from Japan's national tax agency redefined how taxes will apply to crypto issuers that hold on to their own tokens. The issuer will no longer have to pay capital gains tax at around 35% on unrealized gains. The change in the national tax code aims to be a bolster Japan's crypto industry, which saw a huge exit of firms in 2021. And that makes sense. So you buy your own coin, you hold it, the coin goes up huge. At the end of the level, your balance sheet is up huge, millions of dollars, and you got to pay taxes on that. But you've never sold the coin could tank again, then what do? People aren't going to deal with that. They're going to leave. They're going to find a better way to do business. Now they're saying, okay, fine, ho. You guys left us in 2021. We want you to come back. We want you to build it up. Now everyone's realizing that the only way to make good revenue, even for a government agencies are all getting broke. They're printing money to zero. They can make money through taxation, though, and when you make money trading, they can tax you. When more people have better assets and better exchanges, boom, right? So if these crypto companies have better operational capital, which they don't have to pay these capital gains, they can do better servicing the customers. The customers can make more money. People can pay more taxes on their gains, and governments can benefit in the long run. So it's an interesting concept to me. I like to see that Japan is even more crypto-friendly than they used to be, and that's how the whole world seems to be going. So, and with that, everybody, that is the news. No, I do a show every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m., and I can't wait to see you there. And everyone, that was the news. You guys did great. You did a great job, each and every one of you. Shout out to everyone that sat through that beautiful news segment. We love you all. When do you want BitBoy next? Feeling blessed today. Sister-in-law just went into labor. Subs excited to meet my new niece. That's amazing, man. God bless you, brother. NAKA price action looks very similar to DMTR. Breakout a month ago from a similar double bottom. I find it fascinating. Amen. If you study two coins, you're going to see two things that kind of coincide together. Hello and good morning. Thanks for the daily, Mr. Price. Amen, man. Smash the likes from the hardest working TA in the game. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker. Super chats. Skill, please. Crypto Blades. Play to earn. Skill? Is that on CoinMarketCap? Crypto Blades, skill. $433,000 market cap. I mean, that's tiny. That's like dabbling with, like, I want to get rug pull type of stuff. I'd be very careful with that, all right? Right off the bat. It's an NFT crafting game that runs on Binance Smart Chain. I like that. BNC is, and they're also implementing a faster network. So BNB is going to blow Ethereum out the water in this next run, I'm telling you. And the people laugh right now. I know it sounds funny. I mean, we don't have the developers maybe that Ethereum has, but people just go to Ethereum because it's the go-to. Once they realize it just doesn't service the customer the best, they're going to find their ways. It's a web-based and user need to play the game on the official Crypto Blades website. Players employ powerful weapons to defeat opponents and collect skill tokens, which can be used for upgrades to level up characters. The game's roadmap also includes an NFT marketplace where players can advertise their manufactured products for sale and increase their profits even more significantly. This is also powered by skill and adds more functionality to the token's capabilities. The vision of the game developers is for gamers to retain control of their digital assets, play to earn, and increase the mainstream adoption of the blockchain technology. At the same time, Crypto Blades aims to provide a fun and profitable experience for players to create a healthy and exciting community. Who are the founders? I want to know who's behind this. Riveted Games is the development studio behind Crypto Blades, which has received numerous awards and published on Steam, BSC News, Rug Detective, and Oxbow Tech, and have verified their identities. They have been 7 years of industry experience. The development team includes Philip Devine, the brain behind the game and the owner of the Riveted technology. Other team members include Kyle Kemp, the front-end developer of the group, Raymond Hammerling, who handles the back-end development, and Daniel Karsai, the blockchain developer. What makes it unique? NFTs such as Crypto Blades allow gamers to play games and earn at the same time. Players can fight opponents with powerful weapons, and Crypto Blades to gain skill tokens. The native skill token is used to create characters, construct weapons of various potencies, and level up your character as you progress through the game. The more powerful your weapon, the greater the amount of skill you gain. Even though Crypto Blades is not the first or the only NFT game available today, it has some unique features. Let's take a look. Stable and fair payment structure. Oracle is in charge of determining the game's reward and pricing mechanics. The sole aim of Oracle is based to balance the skill payment with its current value when players win fights or market upgrades. The company also balances the game economy, which ensures regular distributions of equivalent dollar value of the token during every transaction. Thus, Crypto Blades has a well-balanced and theoretically fair payment structure. Low capital for entry. It's a game that does not require huge capital to play, which allows PDE gamers to divert their profits to a more sustainable investment. The amount of skills earned per day is amount 0.75 skills, which translates to approximately $33 per day, $9.90 a month, assuming that the amount of the reward per match does not change significantly from day to day. I mean, someone from a small country could make $9.90 a month and really put themselves on another level. Axie Infinity was actually helping people in the Philippines make money, which blows my mind. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have to go to work, and this is one of the first of its kind. So I don't like the market cap. It's so small. I mean, I like it and I don't like it. It's so small. This thing is tiny. Let's take a look at the chart on Deck Screener. But again, that could 100x to $4 million. I mean, that 10x is to $4 million. 40 million market cap, and it's 100x. I mean, this is something I would put like $200, not even 500. Like, you know what I mean? $200 and walk away. And I like speculating. Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually secretly love to speculate. I like taking a shot on tech before everyone else takes a shot on it, and then watching that very, very, very gutsy call play out. It's like only the strong survive type of investing. Like not many people can handle speculative investing the way I do it. Most people couldn't do it. But that's what makes it profitable and makes it work for me, because most people couldn't do it. Most people can't handle it, right? So you got traders, you got swing traders, day traders, you got investment speculators. I made most of my money even before I started day trading and swing trading speculating. What does that mean? It's, like a spectacle. You look at an industry and you decide where it's going to be before it's there. And you start investing in as many companies as you can that you believe will build that infrastructure. For instance, when Canopy Grow Corp came out, there was Aurora, right? There was like 10 different big companies. Leafly, there was all these different companies that you could get into that said that they were going to be doing marijuana production and, yada, yada, yada. I like Canopy Grow Corp because I like Bruce Linton. He was exciting to me, interesting businessman who had done good things in his previous, business setting. So I said, you know what? I like this guy. I'm going to invest in this. I like Canopy Grow Corp too. And I believe that it was going to be legal in New York City. It's going to be legal in Boston. It was going to be legal. At the time, there was no dispensaries in Boston yet. It hadn't been legalized, right? So I said, if they start legalizing all this stuff everywhere, I'm going to make a boatload of money here. And I found it at $1.78 Canadian, put in $6,000, and I'm telling you right now, it did very well for me. So that was before that was when I knew how to look at a chart, and I could see bought and oversold, but I didn't really understand my divergences. I wasn't charting every single day. I was charting like an hour here, an hour there, So that changed my life. Make it very clear. And then from there, I started realizing, man, if I could find the right investments at the right time, I could really start to break through in this industry and I could find my way as an investor. Then I realized I love to trade. Like, I like to trade. I like finding the trade, mapping out the trade, looking for the movement. I like the alert system. I like all the intricacies of the charts. I got into the charts. I fell in love with it. I couldn't stop. It wasn't about the money to me anymore. It was just about the charts. I can't explain it. I'm in love with Fibonacci. I'm in love with fractals. I like when I see things change. I'm just passionate about what I do. I will never lose that passion. And that's why I love sharing my stream with you each and every day. This is very low right now. To me, this is definitely could be a rug pull. I'd be careful. You're either buying gold right now that's going to become really, really big and no one knows about it, but look at what happened to it. I mean, this thing was already in July of 2021, it was $30 or something. And it's just been on a continuous downtrend ever since. So I'd be careful with this coin. It could definitely be a rug pull. If I were to invest in this coin, it'd be no more than $200. Risk more than that. I don't even think I'm going to do that. But I appreciate it. And now it's on the radar. Now we know about it. Moon, June, or July, people think. You never know. I'm bearish on skill. Man, your fees are F and S. Don't get all this S project, guys. You'll never take profit because the fees are more and more. Look at that. See? Hey. Hi, beautiful. You're so pretty.
Thank you.
You're so pretty too, BB. But she's cuter. What? You're my wife? No, she's the cutest. It's my baby, man.
Okay,
you want to come on into the show and say hi?
No.
Why don't you come say hi?
No.
Why don't you come on and say hi? You gonna steal my change?
No, I'm gonna put it away so Nyla doesn't choke on it.
Well, now I can't find it.
Because we have to have a meeting soon.
My wife is always putting me in meetings. She's like, now today is another meeting. You have to meet with this person. You have to meet over here. It's another meeting today. And I'm like, dang it, another meeting. Nah, I love the meetings. It's fun. But she's like organizing my day and make sure that I go to every meeting I'm supposed to. But Bitcoin Cash is continuously getting that love, huh? See if I missed a scalp on like a 7. I mean, I said that it would probably go sideways here in a flag, not to touch it, and it's been sideways in a flag since then. So, man, we've been pretty spot on. 7 minute isn't a little flag that could continue to pump here. You want to make it like super. It is touching the 21, getting really far apart, but maybe one more scalp coming out of this to the upside. It's been hot. It's been the hottest thing in the game. So more people would just kind of keep jumping on the bandwagon. It keeps getting talked about. We're talking about today. You see? And that's the thing about my channel. Whatever's popular, we're going to know about. You know what I mean? If Bitcoin Cash is popular, we're going to be charting it before, you know, we're going to be able to find the moves before they happen based on what I do for a living. That's why the channel is amazing, because the channel makes the gains. Do you get it now? I show up every single day. People know I'm going to be here every day. People, you know, contribute to the channel. And it just becomes a cycle that goes on and on and on and on and on. And we continue to grow with that. And so by me showing up every day, I created the community. I realized this one day. I was like, man, it was all about the consistency. The consistency created everything. Everything comes from consistency. Every great man was consistent. Right? Whether it was war, no matter what it was through consistency that we win. Okay? And everything can spawn from that consistency. Once you're consistent, everything comes from that. Everything. I see Ape could possibly make a quick gain here to the upside. As long as it holds this trend line and doesn't break, very good chance we get a pump for, 12%. It doesn't look amazing, but hey, 12% ain't bad if you can get it in the next 4 to 5 hours too. So a possible Ape scalp coming here for Ape on my radar as well. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how we make it to 1158 every single time here. I was like, dang. Thank you, Jamie. I'll put it in intros here. Even though it's not a show intro, it kind of is. News intro. Jamie, we love you. Thank you. What's it like working for a 5-year-old child? No, I just got my mind in so many places that I don't focus it on one small thing until I need that one small thing. Then I'll realize I haven't focused on it in days, and I'm like, wait, I need that, That's kind of what happens. Who here watched the Gary Cardone interview and the 2-hour one on my Sam Price channel? Don't play me. Watch all that stuff. I'm telling you right now, I don't put people out there for no reason. We could see some moves coming. Those interviews will change the way you think. They really will. And more moves are going to be coming your way. We're going to be doing more and more of that stuff. So stay tuned. Interesting. And let's get back into Bitcoin before I jump out of here and just do one quick last Bitcoin look before I leave. All right, so we called bearish for Bitcoin at the beginning of the stream, right? Because the 15-minute was overbought and we were coming back to the downside. Just kind of what it was. And we hit the top of the channel. And so we pumped up really quickly. Right as the stream began, we were pumping. Actually, we were pumping probably before the stream began. As we came in, we were closing a red candle here and getting rejected. However, we bounced and we stayed somewhat sideways. And we're forming this trend now that I just saw. See this? So now you can kind of see this is a symmetrical triangle. It's not, it's a little weird, but it's a bit of a triangle. It's getting tighter in the zone. I expected a movement down to the bottom of the channel here at 30,142. And then BOOKMAP showed us, and if it hasn't changed much, there was just more liquidity to the downside than to the upside. Look at that. There's just so much chunky liquidity down there at 29.5, 29,000. Oh, and let's look at our liquidation indicator real quick. Liquidation lifer over here. The lifer liquidator, which I love. Also, stay tuned with me. I want to look at the Gaussian channel one more time. I want to see where we're at with that. That's a bonus for anyone who wants to keep it kicking with me a little extra time. We're going to look at that Gaussian channel. I need it for myself, so whether you look at it or not, I need to look at it myself, so it is what it is. And this just takes a second to load up. Okay, and this shows us where the 100x, the 50x, and the 25x people are. They're pretty evenly stacked in either way. More down here than up here. I'd say there's just more consolidation down here than up here. A little more spaced out, a little tighter in here. Also corroborates the story that we're going down somewhere to the 29,250 area. So I see a move to the downside for Bitcoin. I'm sticking to that until I see something change on the, you know, but the 1 hour doesn't look amazing. The 15-minute doesn't look amazing. And yeah, that's just kind of what I'm saying. So the only thing going for us is this bounce, bounce, bounce trend line, but it's not amazing. It could almost even be looked at like a rising wedge because we could attach this and say you're just in this rising wedge that wants to break down. Okay? So I'm more bullish than bearish. The 15-minute is oversold right now, and I would, you know, it's saying, hey, so you may get this bounce right here, back up for a quick long scalp. But then I'm overall bearish back to the bottom of the pattern at one point. Okay? And if we break this, we'll bearishly retest. We'll drop further down to about 29,233 is our next level that I'm going to be watching. There's a gap in the VRVP here. Take you all the way back to 28,082, so 800. So be careful. I still see a pullback. And then the other thing that I'm discussing is Coinbase chart. Go to like the 22-hour. Delete all this insane work I was doing one day. I mean, the wicks are really strange. I got to give it to you. Like, look at this. Price action is very, very weird. Just major wicks to the upside and to the downside. A lot of buy pressure. And it kind of, now it makes sense that we're getting that CME because you got people buying spot on either side trying to keep the price because their options are going to expire. So they're going to use spot money to try to win the options money. You get it? It's like a constant little game of hedging. What I'm showing you is this: the 21-day moving average is just really far away from price action. Whenever I see that, we either go sideways for a prolonged period of time till we can reconnect. It's very rare that we will continue to pump before we can close the gap between price and the 21. So I would expect more downside based on this theory, or at least some sideways price action until we can touch that 21. So that's what has me wary right now. And, you know, and these two wicks here, kind of king wicks at the top. So I'm expecting a pullback for Bitcoin somewhere to 29,095. Our best case scenario would be 29,659. And that's what I'm looking at for the day. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. New crypto friends got to start somewhere. Amen. Shout out to Darth Dude 73. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. No, Bitcoin Cash could get that play, man. I'm telling you. High MEXC pulling 20% from the depths. There's a post with the DXY Gaussian channel going from green to red. Interesting. Thanks for being awesome. Has Rune bottomed out or dying? I have no idea, man. Tone Coin getting some volume. I like Tone. The Onion Network. Or no, the Telegram. I mean, that's the Telegram coin. That's going to be a big deal. Oh, yeah, one last thing I just want to look at was the 8-day Gaussian. The 5-day and the 8-day. Just to appease myself. So look, I mean, just like we talked about, once we got above this, we came down, we retested. Look, we retested the Gaussian channel for a huge move to the upside. Just playing the retest on the Gaussian channel would have been a huge play to the upside as well on the 5-day. The 8-day, we were attempting to get through the middle, Once you got above that zone, you were gone. We have never on the 8-day gotten back above that area and not started a pretty big run to the upside. Tells me that this is so likely going to be our bottom, and that was the best time to buy Bitcoin on the low. And look at that. I mean, the 8-day is just getting started for a massive pump. This is a big move is coming for Bitcoin. Like this clearly, if you just look at the 8-day channel, you slap this on that flag, this clearly says that 43,500 Bitcoin is coming. So mark my words, GAUSSIAN channel. And once we get above this, oh my God, we are in the money. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for kicking it with me. Thank you for staying bullish while everyone else was bearish. We made it through the harshest times in the game. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on in, and I'll see you tomorrow at Bitcoin and the next live stream. God bless you all. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. Crypto is life, baby. Gratitude for each and every one of you. Gratitude is the way to abundance. I say thank you to every single moment that I have in this life, and I get another beautiful moment. Amen.